there definitely are some moments in black history that resonate with me since my childhood. I was just telling somebody the other day about how together and tight black people were as a unit in the 1960s when I was growing up. If one black person saw another black person on the street, it didn't matter who they were. In Los Angeles, they threw up the power sign, and you would throw it back. And I remember being a little boy, and these racist cops pulled me over back when I first started getting into my teens in the 70s. And these racist cops pulled me over off my bicycle, and they were giving me hell. And I saw these carloads of young black men drive by, and they circled and made a U-turn and came. It was like three, four carloads of them packed, and they sat behind the cop car. And the white cops looked at them, and the brothers were watching the cops, and then the cops let me go. And then when the cops took off, the brothers drove by and they just went. And I threw my power sign up, and jumped on my bike and broke out and rolled back to my house, closer. But they were like, "Get on home, little man." And I was out, But there was a solidarity between black people that we don't seem to have today. Black people walk down the street past each other looking at a cell phone and don't even acknowledge another brother walking by them. So the civil rights movement meant everything to me. What Dr. King said, we lived it, we breathed it, and we were a unit. But the powers that be took out our leaders, because we follow leaders very well when we love and respect them. And we knew that Dr. King, Brother Malcolm, they cared, because people don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. And it was obvious how much these cats cared about us. And we followed them to the hilt. And our leaders were assassinated. The most current leader black people have had is hip-hop. Hip-hop was assassinated because hip-hop was hipping black people to what was happening while they were hopping. And most black men today, young people, have no idea that rap stands for rhythmic African poetry. They have no idea about the science, that was our newspaper and our talking drum in America. And these racist folks took it away from us so we can stop communicating and raising ourselves up as a people, because it threatened them, because hip-hop brought us together. The stuff you hear on the radio right now, man, it's such trash. It's embarrassing. Black men with their pants hanging down, you can see their underwear. It's embarrassing. Brothers need to tighten it up, man. Get a belt and get some sense, man. Read a book, But that civil rights era, the 60s, the 70s, black solidarity means everything to me, even still.
Next question I have for you: are there any individuals who actually inspired you in black history or the movement?
Are there individuals who inspired me during black history of the movement? Absolutely. Yes. Obviously, Brother Malcolm X, Dr. Martin Luther King, Dr. Abernathy. I mean, the list goes on and on. But I would say at the top of that entire pile for me is Muhammad Ali. Because Muhammad Ali was the first black man I saw on television who did not try and be white. He was the first black man who seemed completely comfortable in his skin as a black celebrity. Not a black leader. All the black leaders were legitimate black men. But I'm talking about celebrity. It was Muhammad Ali. And he was my hero for many years and still is, because he was never afraid to be comfortable in his own skin. He would say ain't. He knew the English language and he commands it well, but just for effect. Ali can speak street language and he can also speak job interview. And that's what a lot of brothers have lost. But Muhammad Ali for me is probably historically my number one black hero.
We cannot allow the natural passions and prejudices of other peoples to lead our country to destruction.
My fellow Americans, I am about to sign into law the Civil Rights Act of 1964. I want to take this occasion to talk to you about what that law means to every American. 188 years ago this week, a small band of valiant men began a long struggle for freedom. They pledged their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honors, not only to found a nation, but to forge an ideal of freedom, not only for political independence, but for personal liberty, not only to eliminate foreign rule, but to establish the rule of justice in the affairs of men. That struggle was a turning point in our history. Today, in far corners of distant continents, the ideals of those American patriots still shape the struggles of men who hunger for freedom.